Hello, everyone. Marty 16 Terrestrials here, and today we have an animal fight that I have not, because we haven't done one of these in a long time, and I decided I need to bring this back. I've done a lot of comic book stuff the past year, and recently I've been doing a lot of WWE stuff. So this time I decided let's get into the prehistoric and the animal part of the channel again, back. And heads up, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, so you hear me slurping or pausing, you know why. Alright, so this time we have a tiger versus a great white shark. Before anybody asks and questions, how in the world can these two animals fight? Well, we're gonna put this in an area where it's like, let's say, an aquarium, a small aquarium. Tiger goes unleashed and falls into a pool with the shark. But who would win? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Now, and we're also gonna do what happened. Well, actually, no. I was originally gonna do this in land, but I decided no, because at that point, Tiger is gonna win 10 out of 10. But yeah. Who would win? A tiger or a shark? Great white shark. First, I'm gonna go with who's known to be smarter in terms of like intelligence. Now, granted, it's important to note that a lot of animals are actually intelligent, just some are much more intelligent than others. Same way humans work. You know, you have the chimpanzees, which are obviously the smartest animals, or one of the smartest animals. But that does not mean penguins or birds are any less intelligent, if that makes sense. Between these two creatures, a tiger or a shark, well, I'm actually going to give the intelligence edge to the great white shark, and that's simply because of this. Great white sharks know that there are some creatures and predators and animals they tend to avoid. For example, orcas. Yes, great white sharks have been killed and beaten by orcas countless times throughout history, in present day, and easily possibly into the future. They're smart enough to know orcas are the kind of creatures you don't want to deal with, since they know, if even one orca was around, the shark's like, no, I gotta leave. The reason why they don't stand and fight is because they're smart enough to know that an orca is going to kill them. With a tiger, don't get me wrong, tigers are smart, but they're more, I see a boar or a buffalo, whatever, I'm still gonna fight it. Or an elephant. Rhinos. I believe even a porcupine, a tiger fought a porcupine once, if I'm mistaken. Or maybe I could have been lying, I don't know, it's been a while. But I know one of those creatures had fought a porcupine. The tiger, while smart, wasn't smart enough to know that some creatures you don't mess with. You don't really mess with. So that's why I give the shark the intelligence edge. Who's a better fighter? Well, this is actually going to go to the tiger. You see, great white sharks, because of the fact that they tend to avoid creatures like orcas, great white sharks do not, like, they don't fight as often. The creatures that they do fight are very, very small. They fight like seals, crocodiles, almost tiny in comparison. Whereas the tiger, it fights a whole bunch of creatures that it wants to fight. It fights other tigers, lions, buffaloes, elephants, rhinos, you name it. Speed. Which one of these animals is faster? Tiger's faster. Because of the fact that, well, yes, sharks may swim faster in water, in reality, they're not that fast. Like, if you've seen a great white shark, they're not really as fast. And same goes with sharks. They're not really meant to be the fastest creatures in the water. Yeah. I think even dolphins are faster than sharks. Which one of these creatures is more durable, can take more damage? Like I said, great white sharks usually tend to live in like a little more shallow water compared to other sharks. Like, I know some sharks live in the deep end, like the Mariana Trench, but gray whites, they tend to live more around deeper, but not as deep. Like, deep, shallow water at best. Whereas tigers tend to live more in rainforests with other stuff. But if I had to pick, I would go with... This is a tough one, because on one hand, you can make a point with the shark, but at the same time, you can also make a point with the tiger. I'd say living in the water is a lot more worse than living on land. Because in living on land, you can still fight, you can still live, and you can still hunt. Whereas in the water, you gotta actually find it. Sometimes it can take you up at least a couple of days. Maybe one. I think sometimes sharks tend to go around like for forever. Plus, unlike the forest where you're eventually going to find somewhere out, I can't say the same with the ocean. And remember, the ocean is huge. If you've seen Planet Earth and you see how much blue there is, that's how big the ocean is. So, I'm going to give the durability edge and the endurance to the great white shark. I know I skipped strength, but that's for later. That's where I'm going to go into the bite force. Strength. Now it's strength. Which one of these animals is stronger? Now, I'm not basing it off pounds. Not at all. Because if that was the case, I'm basing more like cases where the animal is actually tough enough that it can bite through something. Tigers are strong enough to rip through water goers, buffalo, and elephants. Sharks, I believe they can fight turtles, if I'm not mistaken, because I know turtles live in the water, kind of like sharks, at least sea turtles. But I'm not sure if sharks can actually ever bite through the shell. But if they can, well, then strength edge goes to the shark. However, like I said earlier, the ocean is way too big. So realistically, trying to be realistic with a shark finding a turtle is a lot less likely compared to a tiger fighting a water cow or a buffalo. So it means I'm giving the strength edge to the tiger. And I would also say same with bite force, because in the water, everything about you becomes a lot harder. It's harder for you to look in I've done it when I was young. It was hard for me to look in the water. It's hard. That's why you gotta look at clothes, and it actually kind of can hurt you. Tigers, and same with moving your mouth. I do believe that sharks, that everything when you're in the water, you become weaker. At least when it comes to your body. But overall, so that's why I give the strength edge to tiger. But overall, who would win? Well, yes, the shark can probably get multiple bites. But like I said earlier, the shark's teeth, shark attacks on like other animals are usually very small. Plus, not to mention that if the shark, when the shark rolls over, like if you remember Animal Face Off, you saw the crocodile versus the shark. When the crocodile death rolled the shark, if that happens to the shark is done. And if for anyone wondering, if something like that happened to an elephant or a rhino or lions or tigers, they can get themselves back up. Which means, yes, sharks may be able to get in a lot more bites to the tiger than, say, the tiger would. But the thing is, eventually the tiger will grab the shark. Remember, this is a fight. This isn't like, oh, they're moving away from each other. This is a downright fight. And in that case, tigers are better fighters than sharks. Even if you put like a shark fight that fights a lot versus a tiger, the tiger's still gonna have the experience than a shark would. It really doesn't matter. I think when it comes to water creatures like fishes and sharks, they're very weak when it comes to fighting because they don't have that fighting experience that other animals have. Lions are better fighters than sharks. Alligators are better fighters than sharks. Crocodiles are better fighters than sharks, if you get what I mean. I would even say things like spiders are better fighters because they actually fight something, like snakes, snails, etc. Now that I said it, now I'm just thinking of spiders. Great. But yeah, otherwise, when it comes to like the sharks don't have that fighting experience that other animals do. So that's why the tiger actually wins this fight. Experience is probably the most important thing in an animal fight. Experience is that you've been in fights. It shows you're a better fighter. It shows you're actually stronger. It actually shows you're faster. It actually shows everything. With a shark, sharks just don't have that. Not to mention, while the shark is faster than the tiger will still catch on. Tigers are creatures you should never underestimate. Plus, they can swim. They're actually very good swimmers. Yeah. So the shark sees the tiger and it's like, wait, how is this creature swimming very fast? Because they can, and they actually tend to be underestimated so much. So because of that, tiger versus great white shark. And this was any tiger, Bengalian tiger, Siberian tiger, it really didn't matter. Tiger versus a great white shark, the victory goes to the tiger. But what do you all think? Like, share, and subscribe. We're at 185 subscribers. Come on, guys. We can hit 200. Now, again, fingers crossed. But yes, we're almost there. Yes, 200, almost 200 subs. So again, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.